It's story time! Oh, I think this might be my favourite video to film. I love story time and I love bringing new books to you. So today we have got The Mermaid, there she is, and we've also got Goodnight Tractor. So let's start with The Mermaid. Can you see all the fishies swimming around? Get it so you can see it. Once there was a boy called Luca who lived by the shore of a deep silvery sea. Luca longed to splash in the surf and dive beneath the cool water, but he couldn't swim. Nor could anyone in Luca's family, and they didn't understand his dream. "Why do you want to swim?" they asked. "The sea is cold and wild." Then one day Luca saw a girl bobbing in the waves. He gasped as she dipped and soared like a fish. The girl swam to the edge of the pier. "Help me out, Dad," she called, and her dad scooped her up and gently sat her in a wheelchair. "Thank you, Daddy," she laughed. Luca hardly noticed the wheels of the chair. All he saw was the light of her smile and the power of the seas in her eyes. Luca ran over to say hello. "I wish I could swim like you," he beamed. "Hello, I'm Sylvia," giggled the girl. "I could teach you to swim." Luca's heart beat with wonder. His dream might really come true. The next day, Luca put on his shorts and raced all the way to the sea. There was Sylvia with her dad on the pier, her smile as bright as the sun. "I'm in the sea," Luca yelled as they splashed into the shallows. Sylvia showed him how to paddle with his hands and kick with his legs. And by the end of the day, Luca could keep himself afloat. When the first stars began to sparkle, Luca said goodbye. As he waved to Sylvia, moonlight glinted on her skin, and for a moment her legs looked like a tail that shone and glistened like pearls. Is she magical? He wondered. We don't know. When Luca got home, his brothers could not believe he'd been swimming. "Wow," they whispered. Luca felt like a king. That night, Luca dreamed he was swimming underwater. Something was shimmering, lighting the way like a moon behind clouds. Luca dived deeper and saw... What do you think he saw? Any ideas? Can you see it? Sylvia, with a beautiful tail. "You're a mermaid," gasped Luca. "Yes," smiled Sylvia, and she took his hand. They glided through the waves together, laughing at jellyfish and darting between sea flowers. Sylvia tickled an octopus, and Luca found an ancient treasure chest. Look, there he is in his pyjamas. Then they arrived at a palace beneath the sea, and both of them were still. It was the most magnificent sight Luca had ever seen. "This used to be my home," said Sylvia softly. "Why did you leave?" Luca asked. "I dreamed of seeing the sunrise and hearing the birds sing, of catching an autumn leaf and watching the snow fall." As Sylvia spoke, Luca saw that her dreams were as wide and vast as the sea, and that she was brave enough to go after them, and he realised that all of his dreams were possible too, as long as he dared to follow them. When Luca awoke the next morning, his heart ever so gently ached. He missed Sylvia. But when he got to school, there was a big surprise. A new girl was joining his class, and it was Sylvia. The other children crowded round her. "Where are you from?" they asked. "From far away," smiled Sylvia. "Why are you in a wheelchair?" they murmured. "Because she's a mermaid," cried Luca, "and she comes from a palace beneath the sea." And Luca knew that to him she would always be a mermaid, and they would have 1,000 more adventures together, watching the sunrise and the snow fall, and diving through the waves of the deep silvery sea. Wow, look at that. Isn't that such a lovely story of a boy and a girl's dream? Now we've got Goodnight tractor. So Goodnight tractor. The stars were out, it's time for bed. So say goodnight, my sleepy head. Goodnight farmer and goodnight plough. Goodnight trailer, goodnight cow. Goodnight dog and goodnight sheep. Goodnight tractor, time to sleep. Goodnight combine, goodnight truck. Goodnight donkey, goodnight duck. Goodnight pig and goodnight sheep. Goodnight tractor, time to sleep. Goodnight wagon, goodnight puddles. Goodnight horse and hens in huddles. Dog and donkey, duck and cow. Combine, wagon, truck and plough. There they all are. Oinks and brays and moos and bars. Quacks and neighs and moon and stars. Good night all, now count the sheep. Good night tractor, time to sleep. There he is with his tractor. So that was good night from me, and I'll see you tomorrow for more craft, Bible stories and story time. See you then.